We stayed for 2 nights at Pokagen State Park in Angola, Indiana. On the way to the campground, you pass the water fill station. There seems to be only one for all the campers. While we were checking it out, this deer walked by. The park is huge. There's over 500 camping sites. I had originally picked this one online, but it's a little bit crooked and hard to get into with the RV. But it's pretty quiet right now, so we were able to change sites. This is the loop we are in. We stayed here. The sites with the cement pads are for ADA accessibility. We're down on the back behind that tree. It's a very nice site. There are smaller sites all along the road. Our site is really nice. It's near the bathroom out behind. You have electricity, but no hookups. The ground is very wet. I think they had a lot of rain the past week. Be nice once that dries out some. This is the road to the dump station. As you can see, there's more sites right along the way. Bike path. Another site. And the dump station is down that way. The bike path leads to this loop of sites with campsites in the 500s. There are campsites tucked in everywhere. I cannot imagine them ever filling this campground. Back on our side, this is site 378, and these sites along here are nicer for larger campers. There's a loop up there of spaces. There are a number of these corner spaces like this camper. Here's another loop in our area. More restrooms. We have this dump station sign. Other than that, it's a very nice spot. Restrooms. They're not lovely, but they're all right, I guess. Looks like there's some rust. I'll probably be using one of these later because we don't have a sewer hookup. The shower I ended up choosing shot straight out and got all my clothes soaked that was on the bench. While here, we decided to focus on the Hells Point Challenge, an 8-mile hike. We weren't quite up to 8 miles all at once, so we broke it up into different sections. We broke the hike up into 3 sections, starting at the spring shelter each time. To earn your challenge souvenir, you have to take photos at 6 locations along the way. The first one is the spring shelter, where there is a historic shelter and a real spring. Our first hike was to the wetland view. It was a hot and humid afternoon, and the midges were swarming. This is the wetland view. It was nice to break out into the sun and get away from some of the bugs. This is where I first began to notice the symphony of insects. In New Hampshire, we get a lot of crickets at night, but not this daytime trilling of the dog-day cicada. The next day, we started at the spring shelter again and headed for Hells Point and the CCC stone dams. It was less humid and the bugs weren't that bad. This is the climb to Hells Point, which really wasn't that bad. Al swipes at a few bugs as we head for the dams. Along the way, we passed some scat and heard noises in the woods. Eventually, the trail nears the highway as it comes out near the old Pokagen motel site, which operated from 1950 to 1990. Eventually, the trail circled around to the stone dams, which were used as fish rearing ponds to stock James Lake. After breakfast and some rest, we started the final leg of our journey. We headed for the bridge. This time, we went in the opposite direction from the spring shelter. Hear the insects in the background. We passed the requisite camp amphitheater. And then headed on a bike path. We passed the saddle barn, where you can get guided trail rides. And then we stopped for a break at the Potawatomi Inn. The inn opened in 1927. It has a beach, boat dock, and boat rentals on James Lake. It is also a conference center and has an indoor pool and very reasonable room rates at about $90. It has this nice lounging room. Down the hallway, it is a sun porch with the restaurant to the left. Fortunately, Al got bit in the lobby while we were there. This is a view of the hallway leading from the lobby to the restaurant area. They also have this nice little outdoor cafe. Next to the inn is an awesome toboggan run with refrigerated tracks that keeps it running smoothly all winter long. The run was built for a CCC fund back in 1935, but opened to the public in 1938. This is a bucket list item that I hope I get to do one day. We finished our hike by heading for Lake Lonadaw and then back through the woods to the spring shelter. Along the way, we passed these purple mushrooms, which are probably wood bluet. And now we earned our prize, which was this wonderful sticker. Wasn't it worth it? We headed back to the camper for some much-needed rest where we were attacked by multiple houseflies. And then we went to explore the rest of the park. This is the apple orchard shelter with a little playground, picnic grills. There's restrooms behind me. This is the nature center, which was closed because it was Monday. It also had a playground in the same area. This is a pod from a black walnut tree which grows in 32 states, but not in New Hampshire. I hadn't seen one before. Here is the camp store with ice creams, drinks, and t-shirts, but not much else except for wood. Here is a shelter on the National Registry of Historic Places, but I don't know if you can rent it or it's just open to go in. It also has a nice picnicking area. There's also a basketball court with restrooms and a parking lot. Here's a view of the back, which faces the beach. It has some nice stonework. This playground was highlighted on one of the road signs, but isn't very impressive. There's some nice picnic areas, and there is a shelter. Here's the beach on James Lake with restrooms, and there's also a snack shack and small play area. That's it for this post. See you next time.